Well, a very warm welcome from Magny-Cours. It's the penultimate round of the championship and 15 drivers are getting ready to go, racing for the first time this weekend in their single-seater cars. 3 races to go. 20 minutes will be on the clock and the championship battle is very much on at this point, of course. We've got 3 races, like I said, and at this point, the championship can't be wrapped up. So the overall championship will go to the next few races because there's 3.5 points between championship leader Enzo Richer and this man who is starting on pole position, Juan Francisco Soldevini, who has been dominating this championship since arriving. Pretty much. He's had 3 wins in a row, rather, last time out in Mugello. He had a mechanical failure at the end of Hockenheim, but before that picked up 3 wins. His final, first win rather, in this championship being round 3 in Portimao. So he's very much the one to watch, but this is the championship leader, who is Enzo Richer. And he wasn't quite fast enough, unfortunately, for pole position, but he will start on the right-hand side of the grid, of the screen, rather, there. Couldn't remember the word for screen. That's a good start. And on the left side is Juan Francisco Soldevini, car number 6. So car number 6 versus car number 66. So we've also got some new people on the grid as well, some new drivers joining us, and one of them has qualified incredibly well, 3rd, and that's Dylan Estra, who is starting 3rd on the grid. Hopefully we should be able to pop down soon and speak to Chris. And Chris Stevens looks like he's standing by, so let's hear from Chris Stevens. He's on the grid.
Yes, I'm down here with the pole sitter, Juan Francisco Soldevini. So, Juan Fran, how was it going so far for you? Pole position, are you going to do what you did in Mugello?
I sure hope so. I mean, I don't see why we couldn't. I just need to focus, do my thing, and I know we can do a good result.
I mean, obviously, it's still very close in the championship. This race, you could take the lead away from Enzo. Is that on your mind at all?
Of course. You know, I'm always thinking about the championship, and the most amount of points we can score, the best.
Good luck out there. Have fun. All right, Claire, let's go back up to you because racing is about to get underway.
It is indeed. Thank you so much, Chris. Lovely to hear from Juan Francisco Soldevini there. Sounding very much like he's focused, always thinking about the championship. There's, like I said, 3.5 points between him and Enzo Richer, and it is Juan Francisco Soldevini who's 2nd in the championship at the moment on 195 points, and it's Enzo Richer who is on 198.5 points. That's after crashing out in Mugello race 1, but he had completed enough of the race leading the way to have picked up 6.5 points out there. So that's why we've got a bit of a points, a different point system there. That's got, one of them's got 0.5 points because Enzo Richer crashed out, unfortunately, in the first race in Mugello. So 3-minute board is being shown. That means we need to clear the grid now, so everyone will have to get off and the cars will get ready to go out on their formation lap of this 20-minute race. And I will shortly take you through the grid and you can find out exactly where each driver is starting. But the main ones to look at in the championship battle for the 13 inches is this man, Juan Francisco Soldevini. He could potentially look to take the championship lead. Enzo Richer would have to have had a difficult weekend if he's to take quite a commanding lead, as there is only 3.5 points between them. But it is a chance right now to try and overtake the lead of this championship. So 15 drivers then getting ready for the first of 3 races in the Ultimate Formula Cup. Around this 17 corner track, Magny-Cours, obviously located in central France. It's about 160 minutes from Paris and 150 from Lyon. And it did, of course, stage the French Grand Prix from 91 to 2008. Formula One cars used to thunder around this track, and it'll be nice to see single-seaters back out there, of course, in terms of the Ultimate Formula Cup. 13 inches out there. There is one 17-inch class as well, and also the Formula Renault 2.0 out there. So everyone in their own little battles. And that is Enzo Richer just waiting, getting into the zone, speaking to the final moments of final words from his engineer. Grid's being cleared completely now, and the formation lap will be getting underway very shortly. A long wait, it feels, for these drivers to get underway, but of course, got to clear the grid safely and get racing underway. Formation lap happening very shortly. Marshals will signal to the drivers that they're ready to go out on the formation lap. Yesterday, they took a while to warm up their tyres. It was quite chilly out there, but it is much warmer today. Not particularly warmer, as I've got 3 layers on, but it isn't as bitterly cold as it was for qualifying yesterday, which saw Juan Francisco Soldevini set the pace with a 1:37 exactly. And he was 4/10 quicker than Enzo Richet's time. So formation lap is underway. Cars will start weaving, just getting a little bit of heat in those tyres. And we will have a look at the grid very shortly. And here is the way that the grid looks. That's slightly different because that's not quite the ultimate Formula Cup, so I'll tell you exactly what it is. It is Juan Francisco Soldevini who's on pole position. Enzo Richet is in second. Third will be Dylan Estra, who is a rookie into the championship this weekend. It's his first weekend. Nano Lopez will start fourth. Evan Moya will start on fifth, and then Auburn Robert Prince sixth. And then Artur Agata will start 7th. Frederick Boileau will start 8th. And Serene Ziffel, who is another new driver for this weekend, will line up in 9th. Walter Reichardt in 10th. 11th is Alain Boucher. And 12th, another new starter is Alexandra Lima. Thierry Mahon, 13th. Another new starter today as well, Didier Piard, is in 14th. And Robert Siska, at 81 years old, will round up the top 15 drivers. And that is how the grid is looking for this, once again, with Juan Francisco Soldevini on pole position. And as Chris mentioned on the grid, he absolutely dominated proceedings in Mugello, got 3 wins out of 3. Not much more you can ask for there. And obviously pole position as well. So he's getting quite used to this position at the front at the moment in the Ultimate Formula Cup. The Argentinian has raced against some drivers like Kimi Antonelli, who of course is now going to be racing for Mercedes next year. He is 7 months older, but he raced in karts against him. And now he's over for his first Ultimate Formula Cup season. And he will be looking to do once again what he's done for the past few races. So, cars getting in position to get this first race underway at Magny-Cours. The first race of 3 for the Ultimate Formula Cup for the penultimate raced weekend of the Ultimate Cup season. If you've missed out on the calendar being released, it was announced yesterday. Do make sure you head over to our socials and take a look at exactly where we will be going next year. Lots of changes to the championship as well, so do make sure you check that out on all our socials and on our website. But for now, let's take a look at the Ultimate Formula Cup, because the first race of the weekend is about to get underway. It's Juan Francisco Soldevini leading in pole position as it stands, and it'll be Enzo Richet, car number 66, alongside him, who will be looking to get the leapfrog off the line. Final cars then just joining the back of the grid, and we will be looking to get ready and get racing underway. Race 1. And the lights are off and we are underway here at Magny-Cours. And it is a good start from Enzo Richer into turn 1. The left-hander there, he's managed to take the lead completely from Juan Francisco Soldevini. Fantastic start from the championship leader there, exactly what he needed to do. And he was quick off the line as well. And he kind of caught Juan Francisco Soldevini napping. So Enzo Richer, the championship leader, is in the lead now. It's exactly where he needs to be. Juan Francisco Soldevini just behind him. Dylan Estra had a good start off the line as well, and is sticking with the championship leaders. But at the moment, it is Enzo Richer who is leading the way. However, the start is now under investigation. So let's see exactly what happens with that as Juan Francisco Soldevini looks to try and take back the lead from Enzo Richer, who's slightly closing the door on him there, but we'll have to see exactly why the start is under investigation. But the top three are holding on to each other now. Enzo Richer leading the way from Juan Francisco Soldevini, and keeping up behind is Dylan Estra, who is a newbie this time round in the championship, but can he do it there? No. Closing the door once again is Enzo Richer. He's used to defending hard at this track. So, oh, big lock up there from Enzo Richer. But has that opened the door for Juan Francisco Soldevini? You don't want to ever keep that door open, because he will absolutely jump that. So stop-go penalty for car 31, but that's not what we're looking at the moment. We're looking at Juan Francisco Soldevini looking to go around the outside. Can't do it there. Nearly lost another position there to Dylan Estra as they come back to the start-finish straight. And, oh, he's pulled out to the left-hand side of the track. Can he do it here into the left-hander of turn 1? Probably is the answer to that one, and he does. He takes back the lead, does Juan Francisco Soldevini, in exactly the same place that Enzo Richer took the lead. And now Enzo Richer is actually under pressure from Dylan Estra behind, who is having a blinding start to this ultimate Formula Cup career. 16 years old, been competing in Formula 4 in the French version. So is he going to take on the championship leader now? And it looks like he is. Oh, big lock up there. Oh, and there's a spin. Juan Francisco Soldevini is facing the wrong way. He got tapped by Dylan Estra, and now he's stuck in the middle of the track, and there is fire coming out the back of his car. He needs to get out of there immediately, I would assume. If it continues like this, we may see a red flag if he can't get it going again. It seems like huge drama here for the man that was trying to chase down Enzo Richer for the championship lead. Disaster for Juan Francisco Soldevini. So let's see the replay here. It looks like Dylan Estra, who I said has been having a great weekend, tries to go around and just completely overcooks it and smacks into the leader of Juan Francisco Soldevini and turns him around. Oh, disappointment for the Argentinian, who was having a wonderfully fighty race out there and was really, really pushing hard. Safety car is obviously out for the stricken car of car number 6, which is Juan Francisco Soldevini. Disaster for his championship battle. Obviously, you can see he is fine in the car, and whatever that lick of flame was at the back of the car has also gone down. The fire extinguisher obviously was taken to the track just in case, but oh, I mean, I was just saying how Dylan Estra was having quite a good start to his Ultimate Formula Cup career, and unfortunately a bit of a rookie move there as he tried to overtake Enzo Richer. And just didn't work, I'm afraid, into turn 5, into that particular corner. Just went a bit too hot and managed to spin round a very disappointed Juan Francisco Soldevini. You've got to feel for him. That is absolutely not his fault. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that investigation obviously is going to get underway for that one, for the incident into turn 5, as Dylan Estra, you would assume there, might get a bit of a penalty for his huge lock-up and spinning around the championship contender. Really disappointing then for Juan Francisco Soldevini. But you have to say, Enzo Richer at this point, I'm sure he won't be happy to see people not in the race anymore. He quite likes racing, I'm sure, but the championship leader can breathe a sigh of relief at this point. 3.5 points was what it was between the two. And now his main championship contender is out of the car after being turned around by Dylan Estra on his debut. So let's have a look at it again. So heading into the right-hander of turn 5, he just locks up his front right, and he just taps car number 6, which is Juan Francisco Soldevini, ever so slightly on the rear right, and spins him round to face the wrong way. So huge disappointment there for Juan Francisco Soldevini, and the safety car is out because of that incident. So I'm sure the safety car, I didn't see if the lights were off then, sorry, but I'm sure the safety car won't be out for much longer. Safety car is in this lap. I think race controller listening to me. Safety car is in this lap then. Racing will get back underway with Enzo Richer leading the way, the championship leader. And just behind now is Evan Monnier, who has managed to get himself up to second place after all the drama of Dylan Estra taking out Juan Francisco Soldevini. So Enzo Richer will just back up the pack again, gets a bit more heat in those tyres, and then when he's ready he will lunge off the line. And the green flag is being shown, so any moment now he will accelerate. He's leaving it a little bit as they come round the final corner, and he'll put foot to throttle very shortly, and racing will be back underway. And there we go, he's gone into the final few corners and onto the start-finish straight, and we're back racing in Magny-Cours. It is Enzo Richer leading the way, the championship leader, with a little bit of free air to breathe now after Juan Francisco Soldevini unfortunately has crashed out at turn 5. Dylan Estra looking racy there, looking to take over, and he did into turn 2, managed to take on Evan Monnier and take back second place. He is under investigation for that incident, however, with Juan Francisco Soldevini. It looks like there's a bit of bodywork hanging off Evan Monnier's car there, so interesting to see what happened with him. I didn't see any issues happen there. Ooh, big lock up there from Artur Agata, and we're getting a slow moving Auburn Robert Prince there as well, or maybe just unconfident. He doesn't look very confident, does Auburn Robert Prince. He slowed down a little bit there and seemed to let Artur Agator through, and Frederick Boileau in car number 4, and he seems to have got pace again now and is now going around the outside. So confusing there. Artur Agator not defending particularly hard against Auburn Robert Prince there, and manages to let him through. That is the battle for 5th, 6th and 7th. So this gaggle of cars continues. Ooh, that's a bit going wide there from Frederick Boileau. And a bit of a lock-up there from Artur Agator too. These cars really, really pushing the limits out there, aren't they? Really trying their hardest for track position. This is the battle, like I said, for 5th, 6th and 7th, as well as behind. I think Walter Reichardt is trying to get involved also. So Frederick Boileau, Frederick Boileau rather, has dropped back a little bit there, and now is in 8th position. And out of all of that, it was Auburn Robert Prince who managed to. So we've got Dylan Estra has come into the pits, which I didn't see that one happen. He's come in from 2nd place. And he is obviously related to the great Kevin Estra, who's racing for Porsche at the moment in the World Endurance Championship. He's only 16 years old, but you can see he's picked up some of his relatives' skill out there, but he has dropped back, unfortunately, after popping into the pits. So let's see where Dylan Estra has come out. Probably be at the back of the grid here. Here he is, car number 23. And he seems to be having a few issues out there. Another car that's a Lamo Racing, car number 68, which is Alain Boucher, who has also come in for some issue also, which is a shame for Alain Boucher. He's been racing for much of the championship. So we'll have to see what happened there. He's down in 15th at the moment. So this is the battle then for second place. It is Lopez Nano versus Evan Mounier. And it's all going on. It's absolutely all going on here. Enzo Richer leading the way, and Nano Lopez, who again has had a brilliant debut last time out in this championship, is now currently running second overall. Obviously hard to come into a championship halfway through, but he had a brilliant opening weekend. And it looks like he's continuing here. So that's Auburn Robert Prince there against Artur Agator once again. That battle continues for 4th and 5th on the road. Nano Lopez managed to pick up 2 class wins in Mugello in the Formula Renault 2.0. He's also in the Formula Renault 2.0 this weekend, and I remember being quite excited about how he was racing that Formula Renault 2.0 because he was staying with the Formula regional cars, the 13 inches, pretty well. And once again, we're seeing here Nano Lopez doing exactly that. So overall podiums as well for Nano Lopez. And that's quite impressive in your debut weekend for the championship. So this battle will continue then between Auburn Robert Prince and Artur Agator. And they are currently battling for 4th and 5th at the moment. Still that bodywork hanging off. Evan Mounier. So 8 minutes left on the clock, just under that. Enzo Richer leading the way, Nano Lopez in second place at the moment, and third place is Evan Mounier. 4th is Auburn Robert Prince, and Artur Agator rounding up the top 5. Walter Reinhardt in 6th, Frederic Boileau in 7th, and in 8th, Dylan Estra, who has just set a blinding 3rd sector. Car 66, which is Enzo Richer, is being told off for turn 12. Track limits are reported. You've got a warning flag, so you need to be a bit careful out there not to pick up a penalty. And Enzo Richer needs all the points that he can at this point, because he needs to capitalise on the fact that his closest title rival is not in this race anymore. He got into, well, he was in the wrong place at the wrong time actually, and got clattered into by Dylan Estra, unfortunately, and got spun round at turn 5, and unfortunately is now out of this race. Everyone huddling just round a phone there, trying to watch the action. So 6 minutes left on the clock then. And we are watching the championship battle here, or on-track battle rather, for 10th and 11th. This is Alexandre Lima, who's going around the outside of, or trying to go around the outside of Thierry Mahon. Car number 33 there. He's been racing for much of the championship already, and he's second in the championship is Thierry Mahon in the Formula Renault 2.0. So he doesn't really want to be battling up against Alexandre Lima, who is only here for one weekend as it stands. So I would assume, if anything, he won't put up too much of a battle if Alexandre Lima wants to get past. So some other new faces, apart from Alexandre Lima, who has raced a lot in America in the Super Trofeo North American Championship, and here he is once again looking to see if he can find a way around Thierry Mahon. Dylan Estra, who has definitely made his presence known as the rookie, 16-year-old, competed in French Formula 4. 3 days ago he did pick up a second place, which then was converted into a victory and then actually demoted once again to second place. But he did win in Dijon for the French Formula 4, so he's a very talented driver, and like I said, is related to Kevin Estre, a very well-known racing driver in endurance racing, of course, and racing for Porsche at the moment in the World Endurance. And he obviously won GTE in 2018, 19, and has many titles with Porsche as well. Elsewhere, we've got Serene Ziffel, who's 29-year-old, and she's been working for Lotus, and she took a bit of a time off from racing during the just post the pandemic. She's got many victories in karting in the Formula Premier Cup. She's currently down in 9th at the moment, so a nice debut there as well in the top 10. Robert Siska, who's 81 years old, he also joins us this weekend in the in car number 125, and he used to be a professional tennis player and has raced on the ATP calendar back in the 70s, so there's no end to the talents of these drivers. And obviously Evan Mounier, who also joins us this weekend for his second time in the Ultimate Formula Cup, and last time out he finished 6th, 4th and 5th in Portimao, so it's nice to see him back. So Alessandra Lima once again, ooh, bit of a lock up there, not where you want to be locking up. It looks like it was into turn 5 once again, which is exactly where Juan Francisco Soldevini was knocked off the track. So here's the little replay of that lock up. Quite a few lockups going on today, and he was very lucky to keep that one on the black stuff and not on the grass. Not a lot of, mostly so 3 minutes left then on the clock, and we will have, the way it works with the end of the race, I've got another car in the pit lane here. That looks like it is, can't quite see the car number, I'm afraid, and I think it's one of the new liveries. In the pit is, oh, it's Evan Mounier, who has come in from 3rd place on the track. So that's disappointing for Evan Mounier, who, like I said, has just joined for this weekend, and last time out finished 6th, 4th and 5th in Portimao. So disappointing, but it does then put Auburn Robert Prince, who is the car in that beautiful Golf livery, car number 83, up to 3rd place. So disappointment there for Evan Mounier. He looks, something's not right. That's a technical term of smacking his hands together going, something's not working. So unfortunately it looks like he will have to remain in the pits for the rest of this race. Hopefully they'll get it sorted for the final 2 races of the day. And Artur Agator, oh, my apologies, that's Dylan Estre in car number 23, who has managed to get himself up to 5th place despite taking a trip through the pits and crashing into Juan Francisco Soldevini. So impressive work from Dylan Estre there. I don't think he meant to crash into Juan Francisco Soldevini, unfortunately. So getting into turn 5, just got a bit hot and locked up his brakes, and unfortunately was a bit of a passenger and managed to knock into the back of Juan Francisco Soldevini. So I'm sure there was no malice in it whatsoever, but it was just bad luck on all parts there, I'm afraid, for Dylan Estre. But he is now racing an incredible race again, a good recovery race from the young 16-year-old, and definitely showing his talent, how often he's been out in the Formula 4. He's 9th in the championship at the moment, all a bit wide there from Artur Agator, as the two of them seem to be gunning down as well for Auburn Robert Prince. And Dylan Estre here being very careful because we're going into the right-hander here. Can't go round the outside. Needs to give a little bit of space there. Don't want to have any wheels touching at this point. And manages to get the job done. But that was ever so close, wasn't it? So as the clock ticks down to 0, depending where the championship leader is, or where the leader of the race is rather, will depend on if we have any more racing. I don't know where Enzo is on the track at the moment, so we'll have to see, but we'll see the 10 seconds This could be the final lap, or it could be the penultimate lap at this point. So Enzo Richer leading the way, and right now it's Dylan Estra who is chasing down Auburn Robert Prince. Oh, good move from Dylan Estra there. Just managed to go up the inside of Auburn Robert Prince and moves himself up into an overall podium position. Brilliant work. So checkered flag is out then, and it is, of course, Enzo Richer who is going to win the race. He extends his championship lead, of course. And here across the battle is over for Dylan Estra. He will finish third overall on the track. And then, of course, Auburn Robert Prince fourth, Artur Agator fifth. There is an investigation underway, of course, for Dylan Estra. But Nano Lopez, another impressive weekend from him, but it was Enzo Richer who extends his championship lead. And at this point, it's very important to extend your championship lead, especially if Juan Francisco Soldevini, your main championship contender, is out of the race. So how do the points go? It'll be Enzo Richer on 226 points, 0.5 of course, and Frederick Boileau is now gone up to second with 203 points, and Juan Francisco Soldevini has dropped, of course, and doesn't pick up any points from today, 195 points. So 23.5 points is the lead now for Enzo Richer. And he will be incredibly pleased with that little buffer of 20-odd points. So checkered flag then being shown. We did have the checkered flag already being shown out there, but Enzo Richer takes the win here. It is a brilliant win from Enzo Richer. Like I said, the points now stand at 23.5 points for Enzo Richer. And coming in second is Nano Lopez. And then coming across the line very shortly, it will be Dylan Estra on his debut. Enzo Richer then leads the championship by 23.5 points. It is Nano Lopez then in second, and Dylan Estra in third. Auburn Robert Prince fourth, just off the championship, off the podium rather. And Artur Agator taking fifth. So Enzo Richer incredibly pleased with that performance, I am sure. So Enzo Richer will make his way round, of course, to speak to Chris down in Parc Fermé. And of course, no chance for Juan Francisco Soldevini here to pick up any points. But Enzo Richer now with a bit more of a comfortable lead than a 3.5. So the cars will make their way back round to the pit lane. Enzo Richer will be incredibly pleased with that performance, and we'll have to see what happens to Dylan Estra, who is climbing, that's Nano Lopez, my apologies. He has picked up a second place in the Formula Renault 2.0 class win as well. Enzo Richer then pulls up to first place and gets a nice moment from his engineer, and obviously a steering wheel comes out and he climbs out of the car, and he will be elated with that one. Enzo Richer will be incredibly pleased. He has picked up all the points that he needed to, and as well extended his championship lead. It is now 23.5 points in the lead, and that's a bit more comfortable than it was coming into the race weekend, with just 3.5 between him and Juan Francisco Soldevini. You can see Chris standing by, giving Enzo a little wave as he waits to speak to him. And hopefully we should be able to speak to him very shortly and see exactly what happened there. He would have been in pole position as well to see exactly what happened with Juan Francisco Soldevini and Dylan Estra. So we'll have to hear shortly about what Enzo Richer has to say. Be interesting to see as well what happens to Dylan Estra after the lockup which ended Juan Francisco Soldevini's race. I'm sure Team Virage will have something to say about that. He's racing for Formula Motorsport this weekend, but all eyes firstly on Enzo Richer, who is standing by and looking to speak now to Chris Stevens.
Yes, I'm down here with our race winner from race number 1, Enzo Richer. Enzo, how wonderful to see you back in the winner's circle.
Yes, it's great. It's great to see us back at the first place. I didn't expect that at the first lap because Soldevini got me back, but yeah, they crashed, so it makes me happy.
You had a front row seat to that incident right in front of you. It was a bit of heads up driving to try and make sure you didn't get collected in it.
Yeah, I saw that coming. He just locked up and got straight into Soldevini, so yeah, I just avoid that and yeah, finished first.
It's great news for your championship with Juan Fran not scoring points as well, so you've got a grip back on this championship.
Yes, we're very happy because we didn't have much points from Soldevini, but now we got some more, so I hope for race 2 and 3 it will be the same.
Yeah, hopefully for races 2 and 3 you can get the same start that you did in that race as well, because that was a blinder.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at the start. I got my tire pretty hot, and yeah, I did it well.
Excellent, congratulations. We look forward to seeing you out in race 2 as well.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, that's all from race number 1, but the Ultimate Formula Cup is back out later today. Join us then.